Hailey Reese, and for today's video, as promised, I am joined by my beautiful grandmother who is going to share some of the experiences through her eyes. But before we get into this video, I just want to say, if you are new to my channel and this is the first video that you are ever seeing of mine, I would really appreciate it that if you do enjoy my videos, you go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos and I don't want you to miss when I upload, so please do that.
Hit the thumbs up.
You said that at the end.
Oh, sorry.
For those of you who aren't new to my channel and you have seen previous videos of mine, you know that I mention a ton of times that my grandma's house that I grew up in as a child was haunted, and that my grandma has experienced not only angels, but ghosts, spirits, gnomes, fairies, basically anything and everything to do with the other side. So I thought that since she's such a star of so many stories, that it would be really cool if she would join us and kind of give us a background of the house and kind of validate that everything I say is completely true. So let's start with that, Grandma. Like, is it true, everything that I say on my channel?
Absolutely.
That house was haunted. It had so much activity and the vortex and all that jazz.
I don't like to call it haunted. It was visited.
It was visited. Okay, so there you heard it here first, guys. The house was visited. Where do I want to start? Let's kind of start back with where the psychic told you about the vortex and like how you knew ahead of time that it was haunted. Go ahead.
All right. Well, when the children were in school and I was home all by myself, my husband used to call me. He'd call me at least twice a day just to talk. So when he was at work. So one day he called me in the morning and we talked for a little bit and I hung up, and my next door neighbor came over about 3 o'clock and she said, Barry called and your phone's off the hook. Mm-hmm. So I searched all over it. The phone was fine. I went downstairs, it was off the hook and laying on the couch.
And you were the only one home?
I was the only one home and I wasn't even downstairs that day.
Wow. So that's how you knew like that.
And when I would be alone upstairs, I'd hear furniture moving around downstairs.
But when you went downstairs, was the furniture moved?
No.
So you would just hear it, but you wouldn't actually see it?
Actually.
Oh my goodness. So then tell them, like, because I wasn't there. I try to like recreate the stories as realistic and like, not realistic, what's the wording? As like true to your story as possible. And then like kind of explain it to them. But then I laugh because I was never actually there to like tell the story. So why don't you tell them like what the psychic told you?
All right. I was having a psychic party because I very much believe in psychics because I have a bit of it myself.
You're so cute. No, you're just cute.
But it's true. So anyway, I had a psychic party, and as soon as she came in the door, she said, "There's something downstairs. Can I go down there?" I said, "Sure, go ahead." Well, she went downstairs and she was looking around. She went into the laundry room and she said, "Oh my God, you have a vortex."
Did she explain to you like what that vortex was?
She just said it's a portal to other dimensions.
Oh, because someone asked me in one of my comments, they asked me why she didn't close it. Did you not want her to, or did she not know how, or was it not that you just
I never even thought to ask her to close it.
You just
Why
left
would
it. You just left it open? Mm-hmm. So then did she say anything else, or was that basically it?
That was basically it. She felt energies in the house, but she didn't feel anything evil.
Oh, okay. That's good then. So I told them in a previous video, I'll link it down below if any of you haven't seen it, about the gnomes and the fairies and how we had all tried to tell you to open your eyes and you couldn't open your eyes. So can you kind of tell them like about that and then explain like why you think that was?
Well, all I know is Kelly was just little and he was laying in bed with me because he kept seeing things. Mm-hmm. So he was shaking me. Mom, wake up, they're here. And I'm wide awake. I know I'm wide awake, but I cannot open my eyes. I'm fighting to open my eyes.
And you couldn't? And
I couldn't. And when I finally managed to get them open, I got such a dirty look from him. They're gone.
He glared at you?
Well, he was upset. He wanted me to see them.
Hi-hoing across.
But I think that I wasn't meant to see them.
Yeah, they probably didn't want you to see them.
But I mean, I've seen angels.
Oh yeah, tell them about that.
Well, I was only like 4 years old, and when I got up in the morning, I went to the breakfast table and I was telling my mom and dad about this lady that was at the end of the bed. And I said she was all in white, and she had wings, and she was holding a red rose in her hand. And just after I finished telling them that, they got a phone call that my grandfather died.
Oh my God.
And when they went to the funeral home, because kids didn't go back then, the Grandpa was holding a red rose, one single red rose.
See, like, isn't that so crazy? That's so wild. Oh my God.
So I've always believed, and my mom always swore that when I was a child, if I started to talk about somebody, she'd immediately put more food on because she knew they were coming.
That's so wild. So I did a video, and I will link this one down below as well. My sister was saved by an angel, and in that video I mentioned how my grandma had spoken to the angels. So why don't you tell them the story of Julia quickly?
Julia was having problems breathing, and I was in the room when they all rushed around her to resuscitate her, and they were taking her to Hamilton. Well, I was really stressed. I went down to have a smoke, and I'm sitting on the bench. I mean, I probably had a few tears in my eyes, I'm sure I did, but I never ever pray out loud, because when I pray, it's between me and God.
Yeah.
Only me and God. And I was sitting there for a while, and these two women came and sat on either side of me, and they looked at me and they said, "Don't be afraid, she's going to be all right." And then they walked away, and I went to turn around to see, and they were gone. I truly believe they were angels answering for God.
Probably. I believe that too, but I wanted you to tell them this story because they all said, I told them how when you tell those types of stories, it's like the nicest thing. And they're like, I wish I could hear her tell this story. So there you go. Why don't you tell them like a little bit about like what I was like as a kid? And,
Oh,
like,
I would love to.
You're so cute. Okay, I would love to. Okay, go ahead. Tell them.
Well, I'm going to say that at the age of, say, 12 months, your very first word.
My first word was at 12 months?
Yes.
Oh.
And it was condensation. Nobody's going to believe me, but I swear to God it's the truth. We're on the couch, you're standing up on the couch and you're looking out the window and you're frowning at and touching the stuff that's on the window. And I looked at you and I said, honey, that's condensation. And you repeated condensation back to me.
Guys, okay, one thing I'm gonna tell you that's really funny is when they tell me all these stories, like how I was potty trained at
10 months.
10 months I was potty trained and all this stuff. And that's actually a true story because when I go to the doctor's office, if there's nurses or doctors that were like there when I was little, they always tell me that I was the kid who was potty trained. But I always laugh because I feel like you guys probably thought that you had like a baby genius on your hands, but I was just like...
Dr. Russell. He did.
Russick.
No, yeah, he swore there was something about you that was just special.
Aw, that's so cute. But then
I think he still does.
But then I grew up and I was just a normal human being with an average GPA.
Okay, when she was 18 months old, she could talk in sentences. I took her to the grocery store and she's in the cart and she's just this tiny little 18-month-old. And a lady said to me, "Oh, she's so cute. How old is she?" I said, you said, "I'm 18 months. The woman looked at me and said, "I don't think so, honey." I said, "Yes, she is."
That is so cute.
And before you were 2 years old, you would tell us about how you remembered being in heaven.
Yeah, tell them. Oh my God, I wanted to tell them about this in a story. Go ahead, you tell them first.
She remembered being in heaven and sitting and looking down and choosing her mother. If that's not special, what is?
Aww.
It's true.
You're so cute. I love you. You're so cute. That's not special. What is? Oh,
that's
you're so
right. She's about 2. Again, she says to me, she's frowning like crazy. She did a lot of frowning when she was thinking. And she's frowning at me, and then finally she said, "Grandma, why did the doctor do that to me?" I said, "Do what, honey?" He went, and all the bright lights, why? First of all, he pulled me, and then he went.
And I said, "And all the bright lights?"
And all the bright lights. You remembered being born. You were cesarean. They had to pull you out.
Yeah, and then they do that.
And then they clean out your mouth.
And I didn't like him for that?
Well, you just wanted an explanation. The frown said it all.
You're so cute. Honestly, guys, I've been really contemplating like making a video for them on all of the times that like I did
Unusual things?
Of all the times that I like had all these psychic encounters and I would like see things and tell you guys things and whatever else, and I was thinking about making a video on it. Let me know in the comments below if you guys want to see that video. But I was gonna tell them about the time that when I was driving with Mom, I was going up the street and it was my dad in the front seat, in the driver's seat, and my mom was in the front seat, and I was like maybe 2, and I was kicking my legs, looking out the window, and I passed by a cemetery, and I had never like known what a cemetery was or anything of the sorts. And I turned to my mom and I said, "Mama," and she's like, "Yes, baby," and I said, "What you doing laying in the ground?" And then Mom got all scared because she thought that she was dead, and then Dad's like, "I'm rich," and then Mom's like, "I'm dead." And then my dad thought he was rich because he thought he had like a baby psychic who could like see into the ground.
Inheritance.
Inheritance?
He thought that he was getting my life insurance policy.
Yeah. Oh, wow, this whole time I thought this was a nice story. He thought he was going to be rich because I was psychic. No, he thought he was getting the life insurance policy. Randall Road.
Can I tell about you walking around the block, hugging all the trees?
Yeah, tell them. Tell them all about it, girl.
Used to take us over an hour, either her grandpa or me, when we take her for a walk around the block. Because it was a very tree-lined street, the whole block was. She had to hug and every tree and tell them how much she loved them. I swear I used to think when she was little that she was reincarnated from the fairy realm.
Maybe I was. Maybe that's another reason why I was friends with so many of the fairies at the house, because that would make sense if I was one of the fairies. I'm like very in touch with nature, and I'm very much like a humanitarian in a lot of ways, like
yes.
for the people, for the animals, for the babies.
For
like,
the people who have not.
Have not? What does that mean?
Well, you were always trying to gather stuff for the people who have not.
Oh, people who didn't have things.
Yes,
Aww,
always.
Yeah.
And you were only little, maybe 3 or 4, maybe.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe I was. I think I'm gonna do a video on like reincarnation and like the different realms and the different dimensions.
Go and to a hypnotist and get
A reading?
a regression.
Oh, that would be cool. Maybe I could bring them along and film it and have someone like do like a past life regression. That would be really cool.
Yeah.
Let me know in the comments below if you want to see that too. Look at me coming up with video ideas on the spot. So I asked you guys on Twitter. If you don't follow me on there, I think it's a really good place for you guys to kind of connect with me and be able to answer some Q&A questions. Some of the questions that you guys might have for my grandma. So I'm gonna ask you a few of them and then you can answer them for them. Okay, so the first question is, what's been the best experience in your life?
Marrying your grandpa.
Oh, that's so nice. That's my favorite experience you've had too. The next one is, what's the first experience you had in the paranormal world and how did you feel about it?
That would be when they first saw the angel.
Yeah, that was the first time?
And I felt blessed.
Aw, that's so nice. Okay, the final question we're going to answer is, what is your favorite memory with me?
You walking around on the deck, hugging that cherub.
Oh yeah, I'll put a picture of what that is, by the way. Tell them about that and what ended up happening to it.
I used to do ceramics. I actually used to teach ceramics, and I had 2 cherubs that would sit on the ledge of the deck out back.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Hailey'd go out on the deck, and I'd tell her, don't touch them. I'd turn around, and she's hugging them, carrying them around. She broke the first one. I said, now don't touch that one. Next time I turn around, she's got that one. She broke the wing off. I glued it back on. She was never, every time she went out there, she was hugging them and telling them she loved them.
Aw, that's so cute. And then it ended up breaking, didn't it? And then it was
did.
done forever. If you guys enjoyed this video and you want to see more of my grandma and continue to hear these crazy stories of the house that she bought and she lived in and then my mom was born in
and we no longer live in. I just thought I'd put that out there because they want a tour. I wish to heck we were still there.
I know, I wish we were too. It would be so much cooler if we could show them. If you want to hear more stories about this house and everything that we all experienced in the period of time that we did live there, then please go ahead and click that subscribe button. I post a ton of videos and I really don't want you guys to miss when I upload. We are approaching like 40,000 within the next little while and I'm so excited over that. I think when I hit 40,000 I'm just gonna like freak out. But I would really, really appreciate it that if you do enjoy my videos that you go ahead and subscribe. And please give this video, this is the part you wanted to join, a big thumbs up. We really love it when you do that. It makes our hearts super happy. So if you enjoy it, please give this video a thumbs up. Remember, my loves, do all things with kindness. And until next time, love and a kiss. Love you.